Hello everyone, it's Rider here and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Masters of the Universe Rebel Leader He-Man. Now, this figure is made by Super 7, and this is the outer box. This is what they were transported in, I'm guessing, but that isn't the business end of the figure. This is the business end of the figure. This is He-Man from the Masters of the Universe movie. Now, I wouldn't say I'm a massive fan of He-Man, but my memories of He-Man come more from that film than the TV show. And that is one of the reasons why I wanted to pick up this figure. I've only got one other He-Man figure in my collection, and that's the original He-Man figure that I got from my mate Vic, and Battle Cat as well, which I need to get a helmet for. But yeah, I haven't got that many Masters of the Universe stuff. In fact, I've got more of these meat orbs than from Masters of the Universe. Little oddity there, if you want me to talk about them one time. Than actual Masters of the Universe figures. But that is because the film is what appealed to me, and the film is what I have memories of when I was a kid. So when this line was announced, I was really interested in it. But I was put off by the price. I mean, I saw some of these for like 60, 70 quid, and I couldn't justify it on one figure. I picked up this posted from Comics and Cocktails for less than 50 quid. So I decided to dive in and give it a go. And you know what, I'm really happy with it so far. I haven't opened it up yet, as you can see. I wanted to give you a good show of what it looked like in the packaging. You see we've got some weapons here. We've got a second head there, which I don't like the look of, to be honest. I think this one looked really good. Like, just looks like Dolph Lundgren, to be honest with you. Now, one thing I will say is, for those of you who are mint in box collectors, I think it's a bit poor what Super 7 have done here, and that is, look, they've covered the head up with a logo. I mean, why would you do that? It makes no sense. You can't really see the head. Make the package a little bit bigger and make him look like he's worth keeping on display. It did play with my mind to, I say only fractionally, because I'm not a mint in silver box collector, but I would have been tempted to keep this in the box. But no chance of that, because you can't even see the figure properly. And actually, my cape was all bundled up at the top as well, so it's fallen down through gravity and shaking it around a little bit. But yeah, let's have a look at the back. So of course we've got the Rebel Leader He-Man, we've got Skeletor, we've got Commander Karg, and we've got the gold Skeletor from the end of the film. Now, really not bothered about that one. Really not bothered. I'd like one of these two to go along with him. Probably that one, I'd say. But if I can pick up either one of these when we're not locked away and toy fairs are back on and all that kind of stuff, it'll be one I'll be looking to pick up in person, unless there's a sale online. You've got some other Masters of the Universe characters here, which I haven't got a clue who they are, to be honest with you. And we've got a little bio, which I'm not going to read. But those of you there can pause this and have a little read of it. So, one other disappointing thing, there's some holes in there, quite randomly. One other disappointing thing is I was kind of hoping that I could open this up from the back and allow it to be resealed, but I don't think that can happen, unfortunately. So I think it's going to be the old Stanley knife around the side. Shall we open him up and see what he looks like? So, here is He-Man out of his plastic prison. And the first thing that strikes me, I've literally just taken it out of the box now, is how well made this thing is. It makes me excited for their Conan figure, and I haven't bloody pre-ordered it yet. But, you know what? This is absolutely amazing how solid this thing is, and yeah, it feels tight, but tight in a good way, not in a scary way. Oh yeah, let's have a look at that head sculpt. That is, and it doesn't really show on screen, which is really strange, but this just looks like Dolph Lundgren to me. It is beautiful. done so well. Let's have a look at his articulation. So his head can go that way. It's stuck a little bit by the mullet, but you can probably force it all the way around. It can look up a little bit, not a lot. It can look down that far. His arms can't do a full 360, not because of his massive biceps, but because of the shoulder pads that seem to be in the way. You do get a crunch. You get a single 90-degree bend at the elbow. His wrist can go all the way around, and you have a pivot in and out, which is good. His legs can go out that far. Can bend at the knee that far. Can go up and out forward that far, and back about that far. So not massively articulated. His ankles, you do get a rocker on there, which is really, really good. And of course, you get this fully articulated cape. So, I mean, I've mentioned in other videos that I prefer the soft goods capes, and I think this works really well for He-Man. I think it's great. Absolutely great. Let's have a look closer at some of his detail, and I'll try and zoom in and focus. So we've got some shoulder pads here that are really nicely painted. We've got some leather straps. No paint on the actual body as such. We have some pants and a belt. Of course, you've got to wear belts on top of the pants. You've got some shin guards. You've got a mullet. I mean, what more can you want from a He-Man figure? Muscles and a mullet. So, we'll pop He-Man there a second. See if he'll stand. Ooh. Yeah, we'll pop him there a minute. We'll have a look at his accessories, shall we? So, he comes with a separate head. Let's do that first. That comes in a little bag, eh? So that looks more like a Labyrinth David Bowie than He-Man. I mean, I don't think that's not going to be what I'm going to be displaying it with. And I've dropped him. I've dropped David Bowie. Hang on. So yeah, it's almost semi-cartoon like, I suppose. You can really see from that angle that looks like Dolph Lundgren. This, I don't know what it's meant to look like. Apparently it's easy enough to take these off. You just pull the head, you've got a little ball joint in there, and then you put David Bowie on there if you want that look going. I don't know. Not really into that. So we'll put Dolph back on. So yeah, that's the look that I'm going to go for. But you have got an option of a second head if you so wish. Side by side. It's personal preference, isn't it? But it's nice to have another option. So you also get with another 4 accessories, which is pretty good. And I believe from seeing some other people's reviews of this, because I, like you, I'm watching this. I've watched reviews of this product just to make sure I wanted it. These can all be stored. So we end up with a little dagger. Tiny little dagger that he is absolutely not going to be able to hold. But my understanding is that can go into his boot. So there is a little section there, I think. That one goes in. Yep. So that's where you store the boot dagger, which is a nice little touch. And they could have just moulded that in, I suppose. Now you do get a slightly bigger dagger, which he can kind of hold by balancing that on. You can see it's not a tight fit, but you have a little holster there, so you can stick that in there and have that going on. And it's nice that these are all separate. It's really nice that these can come out, which is cool. We have his gun, which can be holstered here, like so. But you can also hold that weapon, and I think you can hold it pretty well. So let's put it in this end. I believe it's a little bit of a loose fit, to be honest, but his left hand is for holding the pistol, I believe. So we'll put that in there. And then, of course, He-Man wouldn't be He-Man without the power sword. So the power sword can be. Let's have a quick look at it. So it's not the same design as the one that was in the cartoon. This is, of course, from the film. There is a sheath on the back. So I had to stop because I thought this figure was broke, but it isn't, luckily. So there is a little section here, which it's quite rubbery, but it is only attached on the one side. So basically, when you put the sword in, there is, and I'll move his cape out of the way. There is a sheath down here, and what you do is you slide that down behind the cape into, if I can get it past the cape. There you go. So you slide that into there, like so. And then at the top, you get this little circular piece, and you clip that round the handle, like so. And that holds the power sword in place on He-Man's back. But of course, the power sword doesn't need to be on his back. It needs to be in his hand, held aloft, like so. Oh, knocked his gun out. So, it's a shame this gun doesn't hold in place as well as I would have liked it to. But, you know what, let's face it, it's the power sword that we really need He-Man to be able to hold well, and he does hold him well. So, if we move this arm about here. So yeah, that is a strong look. It is a wonderful, wonderful figure. I'm not massively into my Masters of the Universe figures. I'm really not. But this really hits a nostalgia spot. And it's a nostalgia spot that hasn't been scratched before. So many stuff from when we were kids are coming back. Remakes, reissues. Like even the real Ghostbusters are getting a reissue now. But this is something different, because this is something that we never really had, and I think it's absolutely stunning. It is a wonderful, wonderful figure, and I'm impressed. I'm really impressed, and I really want the Skeletor now. So I think that might be something that I try and get hold of. Well, we'll see, because it is £50. It's a lot of money for a toy. But saying that, it's a high quality toy, and you compare this to a Marvel Legend or a Black Series figure, which are great, don't get me wrong, but you can tell the quality in difference in these figures for the price point. So fair play, Super 7. I don't think I've got anything by Super 7. I think this is my first thing by them, and I'm really impressed. And will I be in for more of it? Well, I've already said that I want a Skeletor. If I can stumble across a Classics He-Man, then maybe. But you know what? This is beautiful. I'm really in for the Conan now. I'm going to actually see if I can pre-order that from somewhere, if it's still available to be pre-ordered. The Conan is the Arnold Schwarzenegger from the film. I think that's being released November. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed my my social distancing quarantine Masters of the Universe review. And before long, I'll probably end up with hair logging. So until next time, I'm Bizort Rider, and I'll catch you again soon.